Horns up and welcome to Headbanger's Kitchen. My name is Sahil.
And I'm Dipti.
And Headbanger's Kitchen has hit 500,000 subscribers. So thank you all so much. Every one of you who has subscribed to the channel, who has smashed that like button and who's left us a comment on the videos. Thank you all so much. And since we've hit 500,000, I thought it was only fitting to bring back my wife Dipti, who I will say is very instrumental in helping make this channel what it is today. You know that flawless chocolate cake recipe that has over 1 million views?
That was a long time ago.
That's her recipe. And you know that lovely keto dosa recipe is her mother's, and that has over 1 million views as well. So you have to admit you've played a part.
This channel is all him.
Well, instead of debating about that, let's tell them what we're cooking up today. So today we're going to be making a delicious 5-ingredient keto chicken curry.
What kind?
Well, I'm going to be using this curry powder that we picked up in Bangkok, Thailand.
Guys, curry powder doesn't actually exist in India. You can't go to a store and just get curry powder. It's a British invention.
Yes, that is true. You don't get curry powder in India, and this curry powder actually reminds me of eating chips and curry sauce in the UK.
Yeah, or katsu curry. That's the flavor.
Yeah, so this curry powder has gone all around the world. But anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's get cooking. To make this recipe, you are going to need chicken, a red onion, tomato puree, coriander or cilantro, and curry powder. The first thing I'm going to do is take my onion, chop it into a couple of pieces, put it in my blender, add a little bit of water and blitz it and turn it into an onion puree. This is going to give us a silky smooth sauce. Now for this recipe, I'm using boneless and skinless chicken thighs that I'm going to chop up into nice bite-sized pieces. Not too big, not too small, just right. And then I will season the chicken with some salt and some black pepper. And of course give it all a good mix. Now as always, you can make this recipe with chicken breast, with chicken on the bone, chicken with skin, or if you're vegetarian you can just use paneer. Anyway, set that chicken aside once you've given it a good mix. So now I'm going to get my pan on the stove and I will add in some avocado oil to the pan once it is nice and hot. And then in goes my chicken, which I will spread out across the pan and not touch for a minute, because I really want this chicken to get some color on it. So give it a minute and keep the heat up on high, and then begin the process of sauteing the chicken. We don't want to cook the chicken all the way through, we just want to sear it off and get some color on it. So go ahead and do that. Now if you got the pan skills, give that chicken a good toss like all the top chefs do. Or if that's too risque, just use the good old spoon to stir the pieces around. Anyway, once the chicken is nicely seared and it has some color on it, we'll remove it and put it in a bowl and set it aside. Now in the same pan, I'm going to add in some ghee. You can use any keto approved cooking fat that you like. And then in goes my onion puree. And now begins the process of cooking it down. So cue the music and fry. Now I'm going to add a bit more ghee to my onion puree as I really want to fry it. What is basically going to happen is that the water from the puree will evaporate and the onion pulp will be left over, which we are going to fry, and basically that's what's going to add a lot of flavor to this curry. So cook it till it's nice and dry, and then we're going to add in the tomato puree. And of course I'm going to season this now with some salt, some black pepper, and a nice big heap of curry powder, because remember, these are the only spices, so to speak. And of course I'm going to give it all a good mix now to get everything well incorporated, after which I'm going to add some water to thin it out a little bit, because this is now going to cook down and reduce. So then I'm going to cover it with the lid and cook it for about 5 to 7 minutes. After about 5 to 7 minutes of cooking, you will see that the oil has separated from the sauce, and the sauce itself has gotten nice and thick. So at this point I'm going to add in the chicken with resting juices and all from the bowl, and of course give everything a good stir and coat that chicken in the lovely sauce that we've made. Now since I cut the chicken into small pieces, it doesn't require much cooking. In fact, a lot of it might be fully cooked. So I'm just going to add a little more water to this because I want it a little more saucy. And then I'm going to turn the heat down and cover it and cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes more. And then my chicken will be perfectly cooked. The sauce will also be perfectly cooked, and there isn't much else to do but to finish it off with a generous sprinkling of coriander. After which you'll want to give it one final good mix, and then just get your bowl and serve yourself a nice large portion of that chicken curry. Oh yeah! So folks, our 5 ingredient chicken curry is ready and it looks delicious. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, time to taste. Alright folks, it's time to taste the 5 ingredient keto chicken curry. Are you ready, Dipti?
Yep, it looks really intriguing.
It does it? I guess I might have done something right.
Looks, I said, we'll find out about the taste. It's really interesting because it's familiar, but at the same time it tastes not Indian.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's delicious, but it's also a bit confusing for me because it's like so many different flavors that I associate with different things.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say this reminds me of eating a curry in London. It's a totally British tasting curry. It's curry, but it's not curry at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But it is delicious, and if you find Indian cooking too complicated and too many spices and you don't have all the ingredients at home, I think this is the perfect recipe to sort of kickstart your curry journey with.
Yeah, and it's like a great weeknight meal, and it's delicious and just totally can be eaten on its own, so it's perfect for keto.
Yeah, and even if you're not on keto, you can enjoy this with some rice. If you're on keto, enjoy it with some cauliflower rice, maybe a keto naan. Who knows? The world is your oyster. You could have this. You can also have my stir-fried okra, which actually I'm going to leave the recipe on the I button here on the top your right hand corner, and you can get that recipe, and that with this chicken curry and a keto naan or some cauliflower rice. Banging weeknight dinner. Okay, I guess Dipti approves of the curry that is not really a curry. I think it's good enough too. And you know what? I will see you on the next episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Hopefully you will too.
Maybe.
Well, you know what? If you want to see more of Dipti, please smash that like button and do leave a comment below. And make sure you subscribe to Headbanger's Kitchen. Hit that bell icon so you get notifications. And I'll see you on the next episode. And keep cooking. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Horns up and welcome to
Headbanger's Key.
Sorry, one more time. Headbanger's Kitchen. I forgot. You look fine, Dipti. You look fine, girl. Okay. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. Ready?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.